you would reach out to us today. And I wanted to share with you a little information about our agency. We're called Blissful Birthing Tennessee or blissbirth.com. Find us in either location. And I'm so excited you've reached out to us about birth doula services. First thing I'd like to clarify is the difference between a birth doula and a midwife. A midwife or an OBGYN is medically trained, and a doula is not that. She's here to educate you and support you and to be with you through the whole process. But we don't do anything medical, as in vaginal exams, fetal heart tones, fundal heights, any of those things like that. So just wanted to clarify that right out the gate. What we do is help educate you and support you to get educated on your birth options and to come up with a birth plan. And then we do agree to walk with you on this whole journey. So we're here with you, can't get rid of us kind of thing. So I'm excited that you reached out to us. Now, you might be wondering what's the difference between Blissful Birthing and other agencies. One, we are Christian doulas, and that doesn't mean that we belong to a certain church or religion. It means that we serve our Lord and we follow the 10 Commandments, that kind of basic. We don't preach at anybody or force anybody to hear our beliefs, but we are very comfortable in praying with you, praying over you, walking with you, talking about scriptures, talking about any of those kind of things. It's what we do. So I just want to share that a little bit with you, how it makes us different. Now, the next question is probably how this whole doula thing works. Well, when someone reaches out to us, we look at their due date and we see what doula matches their due date. We also want to know their price point because in our agency, we have a variety of prices depending on the doula experience. So you'll have the lower costing doulas, maybe only have a year or so as being a doula. But then as you go up in price, those doulas have been doing 10, 15 or more births and have been doing doula work usually for several years, on up to 20, 30 years, that kind of thing. So that's where you'll see a price difference, and we'll want to know that. What is your price range that you would like to work within? The next step after that is to reach out to my doula and connect her with the mom and ask her to do an interview. So she'll reach out to you, arrange an interview, and see if you guys click. And if you click, great. The next step would be to pay a $250 deposit. That can be paid in a variety of ways, and to fill out our online contract form. Now, if you don't click with that particular doula for whatever reason, then please reach back out to us and we'll try to match you with a different doula. Or if you want a different agency or a solo doula somewhere that's not part of our group, I'm happy to connect you to find what resources you need because we want you to be happy. Once you have decided to hire us, we're excited. You're part of our family, part of the Blissful Birthing group, and that doula will then reach out to you and she will set up 2 prenatal visits. We try to fit those in, one in the second trimester, one in the third trimester. She'll come to your home and then we'll start your education. So you will get a book that we give to all of our clients. It has a section on labor and pregnancy, a section on comfort techniques, and a section on postpartum care for mom and baby. The other neat thing that we're going to give you is access to our online childbirth class videos and our online lactation class as well. So those are things you can look at to learn as you will, at your rate, whatever it is, you and your partner can peruse those videos for you. This doula will also give you something called breathing beads. We'll explain a little bit more about what those are when we come to your home, but basically it's a tool that we have created to help moms to center. It can help with a mom who has anxiety. It can help a mom just working through her contractions in labor. But it's a beautiful bracelet we've made that has beads on it, and the beads help you pace yourself, help you to breathe, and help you to feel comfortable with what you're doing. So a little bit of that, seeing what you're doing, that pacing by touch, the beads just help you to feel confident that you're not alone, that you have control to a relative degree in all that's happening around you. So to give that sense of ease while you're either in a tense situation or working through labor. The other thing the doula brings to you is a rebozo. That is a beautiful long Mexican scarf. She'll explain a lot more about that when she visits with you, but we're going to teach you and your partner how to use that for connection and also for comfort from common pregnancy symptoms. That could be from maybe hip um, problems, or baby's heavy, or just wanting some massage and connection. Any of those things, you're going to learn some great skills with the rebozo, and we'll start at your first prenatal. Now, at the second prenatal, she will also be teaching more rebozo techniques, and then she will also be using that in the birth as well. We'll collect up that rebozo either at birth or in our postpartum visit with you. Now, another neat thing that our doulas do is in that first prenatal, we're going to start talking about your birth plan. We're going to educate you on your options, see what you want, and start creating that birth plan. And either you can create your own or we'll do one for you. We have created icons to create a visual birth plan so that it's kind of short and sweet, an easy communication tool. Now, you're not tied to that birth plan, but it helps us know what you want, and it helps your partner know what you want and the health team to know what you want. So it's an important part of what we do as doulas. We're also working through a list of topics that we know that you need to know, because you might not know what you need to know, but we've already been here, done that. So we're going to talk to you about upcoming tests, upcoming appointments, kind of body changes, give you some different balancing exercises to do to help you to stay healthy. We're going to talk about diet. We're going to talk about physical exercise, just a whole bunch of different topics tailored to you and what you need. Now, that doula will go home from that prenatal visit, and we'll also schedule a follow-up visit with you. Usually we do that in the third trimester. In that visit, she will once again reach out to you, come to your home, and we'll be finalizing that birth plan to make sure that's what you want. We'll also give you a copy for you to take to your care provider. And then they will go on to teach some more rebozo techniques, because we're going to add to your skill set. So some more rebozo techniques for you and your partner to learn, and double checking that you're comfortable with your breathing beads. See if you have any more questions about that. And also we'll discuss postpartum care and planning for you and baby at that point to make sure everything's ready to go. Now, in between those two prenatal visits, if you have questions, please reach out to your doula. She is your doula to serve you. Email, text her, whatever you need to do. Usually around 36 weeks, we expect final payment of your doula care. And that, if it needs to be something different, we're flexible with that as well. Just ask you to reach out to us to let us know. But we'd like all that paid by 36 weeks unless prior arrangements are made. Also, that doula will reach out to you from 36 weeks to 40, 41, 42 every week, trying to see how you're doing and what your needs are. Then it's just kind of a waiting game at that point to see when labor is going to happen and how we can best support you. Eventually, your labor will begin, and you will want to text or call your doula at that point to say, "Yay, I'm in labor." She'll be excited to hear that. Or if you're getting an induction or a C-section, we support you as well in those options, and we'll come and work with you in the hospital in those settings. If you go into labor on your own, and then the doula will come and labor at your home at whatever point that you're ready for her to come and support you, you're welcome to tell her, "I want to wait a little bit." You're welcome to tell her, "Come on, let's go do things together." She'll come over and labor with you. She'll help you and your partner to work together to understand the pacing of everything, to know what's normal, what's not normal, to remind you to rest, to remind you to eat, to remind you to go for a walk, and just to help you feel safe and comfortable. Now, at some point, you will want to transfer to the hospital, and so your doula will go with you at that point in her own car and go to the hospital with you to labor. Unless you're laboring at home and birthing at home, then she will stay at home with you. If she's going to the birth center or to your home with, or your hospital with you, then she'll go in her own car and she'll meet you there, but she'll stay with you and continue to labor with you. She'll help you understand what your options are. She'll help you be reminded about your birth plan, and the staff reminded as well of what you wanted or didn't want to happen. at that labor. She will help you with different position changes, watching to see what you need. We tailor it to what you need. We watch your face, we watch your voice. We're trying to help you not to be tired, trying to help you be comfortable. So anything we can do to help that labor keep moving and for you to be comfortable and to feel supported. Also, at that time, she's taking photos or videos of what is happening with all this birth process. She will share that with you post birth, and we ask that you download whatever videos, whatever photos you want, because we delete them at 2 months post birth. At the point of actual baby being born, the doula usually steps back, makes sure that the husband's as involved as he wants to be, and then we'll continue to document that with her phone in videos or pictures. She's also there to assist with breastfeeding, to help you to know what to do or if you're doing a great job, and just basic encouragement to let you know you're doing wonderfully. She stays about 2 hours post birth and then she goes home, but she reaches out to you to set up an appointment to come back and visit you. That's usually somewhere around day 3 to day 5, somewhere in there, because that's when we find that your milk changes, the baby changes, moms get tired and just need to know that everything is okay. So she'll come into your home, assess your breastfeeding. She'll talk to you about how you're feeling emotionally, how you're adjusting and coping with all the different changes. And if you need some outside resources, she's happy to connect you with what those are to help you feel supported during this time. She then will go home and keep texting and communicating with you, usually for the next 6 weeks or so, to help with that transition. Now, some of you might wonder, do I hire a doula and that's the doula I get the whole time? In our agency, yes, it is. The only reason you would not have that doula is if your doula had a fever or someone in her home had a fever. And if that is the case, you still have doula support. We'll just send somebody else from our agency to take her place. And we've read your birth plan. We are different doulas, but we're very similar into our approach and our support of whatever your birth choices are. So you will have a doula regardless, but that's the only scenario that you would have that doula be replaced by another doula is if she was not feeling well or someone in her family was ill, because we want the doula to serve you to be a healthy and good experience for both of you. The other perk we have is that we pay for you to have a class from a group called Attached Parenting. Now, we don't want you to have fabulous support from us and then drop off into the earth, right? We want to feel like you've been moved into a group that you have support moving forward. And we feel like Attached Parenting is that group. Barbara Nicholson wrote a great book. She lives here in Nashville and started a group called Attached Parenting, and the book is called Attached from the Heart. You ought to read the book. It's fabulous. And that group wants you to just nurture and love your child. Not only will that help them to join the community and be a great asset, but they've done studies, and those children who are nurtured and loved from pregnancy and beyond, when they're in their 30s and 40s, they have less health conditions, less cancer, less diabetes, less issues overall. So we want your child to feel loved and nurtured. So we've picked this other group that we have agreed to pay for a class for you to take through them. And it's a class that's done virtually. You can pick which one you want to do. Most of our clients do the postpartum planning class and do that with their group. They will also add you to their Facebook page, and so you can communicate with other like-minded parents and just get the support you need as you move on into the first year post-birth and move on into toddlerhood with your child. So we want you to feel nurtured and loved and cared for the whole time you're in service with us, and also to move on after us and feel that same kind of love and support for years to come. And that's why we have aligned with this other company, because we feel it's important that our parents feel educated and supported. Now, there might be a couple of questions you have about spouse support. Yes, we do partner training at each of our prenatals. That is a big component here. We ask the dad to see what level he wants to be involved with supporting you at birth, and then we work with that. If he really wants to be involved and wants to be that coach, then we sit back and we're a team player. If he wants to be an innocent bystander, then we'll step in and be the coach or the team player, whatever is needed. We're very flexible with that. So we are going to give him some homework, some skills. We're going to teach him how to use that rebozo to connect with you and answer any questions he has moving forward. Now, we also know that birth can change. So don't be discouraged if you've written a certain plan and we're not getting that plan, because we will also work with you to alert you to the different things that might happen in pregnancy and how that would affect your birth plan. Some things doesn't change the birth plan, some things would. So we would sit down and have that discussion with you. And that's kind of neat to have us in the hospital with you, because as that birth is a journey, we don't know what's going to happen. When different points come, we can actually discuss with you and lay out all of your options, not just what was presented by someone else, but all of your actual options. And then we'll lay out the pros and cons of all of them. And so you can choose which ones you want to do, what's best for you and your family. And we'll support you in whatever that option is. Yes, our doulas have gone to home births, we've done hospital births, we've done birth center births, we've done C-sections, inductions, natural labors, you name it, we've done it. There's a lot of different experiences we've had. The good thing too is if I have a new doula that we're training, we also work very closely with them and the other doulas in the agency to share our wisdom. So they're happy to reach out to me and I'm happy to talk to them, to educate them and support them even in any issues that might come up in your birth with them that they are not educated on. So they get kind of that well of all of our information we're happy to share. And I'm constantly doing trainings with our doulas within our group to help them to know what their options are and to be familiar with everything else that's out there so they can be a better support for you. So we don't commit to a certain type of birth that you get guaranteed with us, but we do guarantee that we will walk with you. We will educate you, we will empower you, we will let you know what your options are, and then we will fully support whatever you want to do. So we agree to walk with you and be with you. And we know that birth can be blissful. Your definition of blissful might be different than mine, and that's the fun journey to figure out what that means to you. But we do believe that birth can be blissful. We believe that birth can be sacred and wonderful. So I'm happy that you came to join us today. I hope this answered a lot of your questions about how that works. The next step here is to match you with a doula and to get that interview going so we can see if we have a doula that matches what you need or if we need to connect you to somewhere else. So we're happy to do either thing. So we hope you have a blissful birth and hope to hear from you soon.